Hello, Star Wars fans. Adam the Star Wars Questioner here. The new trailer dropped last Monday, and like everyone else, the trailer amazed and wowed me like no other trailer has before. It is perhaps the single best trailer the entire franchise has ever put out, except perhaps the Revenge of the Sith trailer. I'm very partial to it. Now, I really want to focus on one particular part of the trailer. This will set the stage for the rest of the video.
This is not going to go the way you think.
Luke says, "This will not go the way you think." Now, according to what I've heard, Luke will battle the Knights of Ren and Kylo Ren in a rainstorm. Now again, if you watched my last video, I held leaks with a grain of salt, not sand, because Anakin doesn't like sand. However, this may be the case, and Luke has been beaten by Kylo Ren. Now, I don't want to go into who he might be talking to. Instead, I want to focus on a different topic. Could this line be directed towards us? This line in the trailer. Could The Last Jedi not go the way we think? Now, when we saw the Force Awakens trailer, we really didn't get a sense of what was going to happen in the movie. We saw it and were filled with a feeling of excitement that this was going to be a crisp and fresh take on Star Wars. We were supposed to embrace it like an old friend. Well, we saw how that went. Much of the hate of the film, I firmly believe, was a product of the trailer not really revealing anything about the movie's story, and we were left to be hit by a rehash of Episode 4. Had we been prepared for it, it might have been far better received. Now let's take a look at the trailer for The Last Jedi. If anything, this is the exact opposite of the Force Awakens trailer. It shows us a ton of story moments. In fact, it's a blatant feeling of The Empire Strikes Back. However, in many cases, what we see in the trailer was edited in such a way that it's obvious that really intense moments were actually from two different scenes, such as Kylo Ren about to attack the bridge of Leia's ship. Those were actually two scenes that were interposed between each other, or the scene where we see Rey ask for help in discovering her place and Kylo Ren holding out his hand. What if much of the scenes are misdirection, and that instead of something akin to Empire Strikes Back, we are presented with a far darker story? What if the end of the movie has us standing in a place we have never stood before? Now, I would like to point out another part of the trailer as well.
Let the past die. Kill it. That's the only way to become what you were meant to be.
In these shots, Kylo Ren says, "Let the past die. Kill it if you have to," all while he is smashing his helmet. Now, one of the things that defines Kylo Ren as a character is his obsession with Darth Vader, especially living up to the legacy of brutal efficiency and strength. Now, I have said several times before in other videos that Disney seems to be limiting the Star Wars universe to the original trilogy time period. They seem to have a stranglehold, as if they let go, the entire franchise would fall apart. The Force Awakens was almost point for point a rehash of A New Hope. Rogue One literally took place just days before A New Hope and even ends mere hours before A New Hope begins. The comics are a vast majority stuck in the original timeline. Rebels is set during the era of the Empire. The new Solo film is supposed to be set during the time of the Empire. One book, Lost Stars, goes so far as to be basically retelling the original trilogy, except from a different perspective. The two main characters interacted with almost everyone that Luke, Leia, and Han did. Infernal Squad starts with introducing us to Iden Versio, whose first chapter is literally being a sole survivor of Yavin 4 outside Vader. Twilight Company has an entire chapter set during the Battle of Hoth, and the Commando team fighting Darth Vader in Echo Base. One of the Aftermath's main characters fought at Endor and made the flight through the Death Star before peeling off to draw fighters away. You get the point. Disney seems to be stuck in this single time period and in these movies. Now, what if this scene of Kylo Ren smashing his helmet and saying, "Let the past die," is Disney's way of signaling that they are ready to finally break free of the constraints of the original trilogy and explore the vast galaxy of stories and ideas that they could draw upon to progress this franchise in a new and exciting directions? There has already been a shift of comics to go into both the Clone Wars and prequel trilogy eras. Are they ready to do the same with the movies? We won't know until December, but either way, while I think that it will feel very much like Empire Strikes Back, I would love to think that the whole goal of the new movie is to truly show us that they are willing to head off in their own direction, carving a new destiny that does not rely so heavily on what has gone before, especially with the original trilogy. Paying homage to it, obviously, while at the same time allowing itself to be free of the constraints that came before. Well, that's it for today, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think that this is indeed going to be a misdirection, or do you think that it's going to be just a rehash of The Empire Strikes Back? Comment down below. Follow us on Twitter if you haven't already. Have a wonderful day, and may the Force be with you.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?